Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to DynamicTouch. I'm Musu, and today I have a secret to share with you guys. Don't judge me, but I like to binge watch relaxed hair content because I don't really watch heat train content. So I just feel a gravitational pull to watch relaxed hair content. And it's not that I want to relax my hair, but I just find it interesting. So let me know if this is you. For instance, if you're natural and you watch heat training and relaxed hair content, or vice versa, if you're relaxed and you watch mostly natural hair content. So as I begin to watch more and more relaxed hair content, I realize that heat trained hair and relaxed hair have so much similarities. You wouldn't normally think that there's a lot of similarities, but trust me, there are so much similarities between relaxed hair and heat trained hair. So I saw a video that was recommended to me per usual. And this video is the newest video by HAIRLICIOUS. She is a relaxed hair lifestyle content creator here on YouTube. And so I thought I'd react to it with you guys just to see what I agree with, what I disagree with, and if I can learn something new. So let's get into this video.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Val if you are new here. So today I want to just share with you guys just some quick, basic, easy tips on how to increase the thickness in your hair. So I've been getting quite a bit of questions as to, what do I do to increase thickness in my hair? How do I make my hair thicker? So I figured, let me just share a few of the tips that have helped me throughout my hair journey to increase the thickness, fullness, body, all of that in my hair. So if you're interested, keep on watching. I just want to put a quick disclaimer out there that not everyone is born with thick hair. Some have high density, some have low density, some have fine hair, some have thick hair. It really depends on your genetic makeup. But there are some healthy hair care habits that you can instill into your regimen that will kind of help enhance the body, the fullness, the thickness in your hair.
Yes, I agree 100% with that statement. Everyone's baseline density is different. Also, there are women of all different races who have naturally thin hair. I see this a lot in women that I know who have naturally blonde hair. If you are a woman who has hair that is naturally on the thinner side, try to just obtain the hair that is thickest for you.
Recently, I came across this quote on Instagram. The account is Hair Education. She's amazing. Her name is Laid. And she said something that really just struck a chord with me. It just resonated completely because I get it. So she said something along the lines of, our hair journey is all about experiencing our hair at its full genetic potential. That's huge. So it's all about maximizing our full genetic potential in our hair. So whether you have fine hair, thick hair, maximize your potential. And everyone can increase the body, can increase the fullness in their hair once it's at its healthiest state, right?
Yes, no matter if you're relaxed, natural, or heat trained, your hair will flourish as long as you try to maximize your hair potential. Especially me. I'm gonna insert a picture right here of my hair looking very short, and my hair is so much more longer today.
So with that being said, you can definitely maximize the full potential of your hair by just instilling a few healthy hair care habits to increase the fullness and the body in your hair. All right, so tip number one, I would definitely say low manipulation. So just leaving my hair alone has been a huge help in terms of just increasing that thickness in my hair. For me, I don't need to pick up the comb on a daily basis and just comb my hair. I use my fingers, you guys, and I've said this multiple times in my videos. My fingers have literally become combs. I can detangle, I can remove knots from my hair with just my fingers. So it really helps to lessen unnecessary breakage because we all know breakage leads to thinning and we don't want thin hair.
So I have a love-hate relationship with finger detangling, but it really is the best for your hair. Whether heat trained or whether relaxed, it's really, really good for your hair strand. Also, when I would use a comb and try to comb through my hair, especially when I would comb through my new growth, I would see my hair breaking off and scattering all over the sink. And so I really had to stop that habit and really lean on finger detangling and learn how to do it properly.
To find styles that are easy, that you can just use your fingers for. And I know it's like, okay, how do I put down my comb? How do I not style my hair? Like for me, I like to do braid outs, and this style, honestly, no comb was needed. just finger detangle with my hands. I braid my hair, moisturize it obviously, and it's good to go. I just unravel it in the morning and there's no heavy manipulation on my hair. Like my strands are not stressed, they're not being tugged or pulled. So it's all about trying to find and understand your hair, find out what works for you. You guys know my fingers are my combs. I barely really pick up a comb at this point, but it did take some time, some practice, some getting used to. There is a slight learning curve where that's concerned. So for me, just putting down the comb and reserving it more so for wash day, doing a full detangle at that point, doing buns like protective styles as well, huge help. And obviously you want to move your bun as well. You don't want your bun to be in the same position all the time because that too can cause breakage and thinning, and we don't want that.
I think that braid outs are a really good idea because it allows for your new growth to be stretched out. I might try this because I refuse to learn how to wrap my hair. Through this whole process, I refuse to wrap my hair and I need an alternative. So this might actually be a really good alternative for me. Also, one thing I did like is how she mentioned to rotate the buns. When I first started leaving my hair out 24/7, I would keep my hair in the same low bun in the same area right here. Day in and day out, I would do this. When I would go to bed, I would put my hair in a low bun in the same place and then sleep with my bonnet on. And so I would wake up and my scalp would be so tender, and I would ask my sister Jocelyn, like, what the heck is going on with my scalp? And she would be like, first of all, you need to release your bun when you go to bed. And second of all, you need to move your bun around. And I also think my scalp wasn't used to having like a high bun either. When I did that as well, when I would do a high bun, I also felt like tender, like my scalp would feel tender.
Keeping things very minimal in the grand scheme of things have been a huge help. Like less is more in that sense. Tip number 2 is stretching my relaxers. So I stretch anywhere between 10 to 12 weeks. That is the perfect time frame. That is my threshold. That is my comfort zone. Anything outside of that is just, it just doesn't work for me. The whole point of stretching a relaxer is to prevent overlap. So you want to have enough new growth, at least an inch or so, because we get about half an inch of growth every month. So if you relax at 6 weeks post relaxer, chances are, girl, you don't have enough new growth. Let's just be honest. If you can't see the amount of new growth you have, chances are you could overlap onto the already relaxed hair. And if you overlap, that leads to overprocessing, and overprocessing leads to breakage and thinning, and it's just a disaster at that point. So we don't want damaged hair. We want to have enough new growth because you only put relaxer on natural hair. So our new growth obviously is natural, and you want to be able to apply it and see where you're applying it to, right? You guys have seen my relaxer day video. I don't play when it comes to just applying the relaxer only to the new growth. That is key, because trust me, I've been there and I've had stylists, professionals actually apply relaxer to the entire length of my hair and let me sit in it like it's conditioner. Bruh. We're not trying to go backwards, we're trying to move forwards. It's 2022. No one should be putting relaxer on their ends unless they're doing a virgin relaxer or they're trying to do a corrective. And I'm not saying to stretch past your comfort zone. It's always important to know your threshold and to just stick to that.
So a couple of months ago, I began to stretch my flat irons past 1 month to 2 months. I wanted to do this because I wanted to see if the new techniques I learned in the Waiting Room NHB could keep my hair straighter for a longer period of time. And it worked. So now I'm testing it for another consecutive 2 months. Right now I'm 6 weeks in, and tomorrow, 2/26/2022, 2/26/2022 will be my 6-week mark post flat iron with no added heat. I know that previously I had mentioned that I was working on a way to wash your scalp while being heat trained without having to reapply heat to your hair and having to restyle your hair over again while still keeping your hair straight, of course. We came up with a method, but it's still in the testing phase, but I will definitely let you guys know once we succeed, because I'll be like, whoop, we came up with a way to wash your scalp while heat training and not having to re-flat iron your hair and do your whole wash day over again. That will be a success for the books. The goal is to not only have heat trained naturals rely on dry shampoo like I've been doing now, but to also have possibly a way to wash your scalp at least once a week while still maintaining straight hair. This is especially important for Black women who are fit and very active, right? Also, a subscriber mentioned a technique on how to get your scalp clean while dry, and I've been trying it for the past 2 weeks and I have been loving it. It has been the best recommendation. I actually plan on coming out with a video on it later on, like coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. But I say all this just to make a comparison Just like relaxed hair can benefit from stretching, heat trained hair can also benefit from stretching. So stretching the amount of time between your flat irons can be very beneficial.
Also, I only use normal strength relaxers. I find that using normal strength is perfect. I know that there's mild, there's normal, and then there's extra strength. The extra strength is a little too strong for my hair. I love normal because it's kind of slow in the processing time and it doesn't leave my hair super bone straight. Like I have some texture remaining. For me, I'd rather have a little bit of texture versus bone straight hair. That's just my preference.
I noticed that there is a form of texturism in Black women's straight hair spaces. Not all women, but some women use tools like relaxers, heat training, keratin treatments, etc. to not just alter their pattern, but with the purpose of achieving a hair texture that is not in their genetic makeup. Especially online, you see things like some women, not all, some Black women, going up to other women and telling them, your hair is not pressed enough or your silk press wasn't done well, when that person just has a lot of texture naturally in their hair. Think about it. If you have very textured 4C hair, if you then switch over to heat training or to being relaxed, it doesn't mean that your texture is going to go away. It's still there. What I can say about this is don't go into relaxing or heat training thinking that your hair is going to look like women with looser textures, like 3 textured women or 2 textured women, because that's not what's going to happen. Remember, you can alter your curl pattern, but you cannot change the texture that God has given you. That's your texture for the rest of your life. What I wish to see going forward is more women embracing the coarseness of their texture, no matter what pattern their hair is in. So whether relaxed, whether straight, whether natural, just embrace the coarseness of your hair.
All right, so the next thing that I'm going to mention is a little bit controversial in the hair care community because some people love it and some really hate it. So for me, coconut oil has been amazing in the pre-poo form and even in my deep conditioners, but more so as a pre-poo paired with my protein has just been amazing in terms of strengthening my hair and making it fuller and thicker and stronger. Coconut oil is said to be the only oil that can penetrate the strands up to 90%, so it can get into the cortex, so the inner part of your hair strand. No other oil is like that in terms of just how far into the cuticle it can penetrate. And it also prevents protein loss, and we all want to preserve the protein that is in our hair, right? And I know some people have complained about coconut oil making their hair feel rough, dry, brittle. I get it. Trust me, I do. I get those symptoms or those reactions in my hair when I use it as a leave-in. So if I use it post-wash day or as a sealant, my hair just can't take it. So I prefer to use it in the pre-poo phase or in the deep conditioning phase. That way my hair gets the benefits, but it's not staying in my strands throughout the day or throughout the week. So using it prior to shampooing is when you're really going to see the benefits of coconut oil. It can really just fortify the hair, strengthen it, and really increase the fullness and thickness of your hair.
I personally hated coconut oil when I first initially began to use it, because when you're doing a silk press at home, you need to have lightweight hair. And when I would use it as a pre-poo and then go in the shower, I could not get the coconut oil out of my hair no matter how many washes I tried. Like I just felt it sitting on top of my hair strands and it would not come off. I didn't know what was going on. So I swore that I hated coconut oil and I wouldn't try it anymore until Josso told me that I was using it wrong. So just like everything on earth, depending on how you wield it, it can be a detriment or it can be an asset. So now that Josso has showed me the correct way to do coconut oil, I still don't use it, but I'm not afraid to use it. I would not use coconut oil for a leave-in, just like she mentioned. I will be launching a product soon called the New Growth Softener, and it's made to be a leave-in and it's made to help with this area of hair care.
So the next controversial tip I would say is light protein treatments. Not a lot of people like protein, but it is extremely beneficial and necessary in a relaxed hair journey, in a relaxed hair regimen, only because the protein in our strands have been compromised. And if the protein has been compromised, you need to kind of replenish the protein that has been lost in the hair. And using protein really depends on your hair. For some, they use it bi-weekly, some use it monthly, some use it every relaxer. It really depends on that individual and their hair. So I used to do protein on a weekly basis, and it really helped to just increase the health of my hair But now I find that my hair doesn't really need that much protein, and I've decreased it to like bi-weekly or monthly depending on how my hair feels. But I find that a lot of people are scared of protein and they just don't want anything to do with it. But at the same time, our hair is made up of protein, right? And if you're not replenishing that protein, or you're not eating enough protein in your diet as well, that can really, play a role in how healthy your hair is or not. Protein tends to make the hair rigid, it makes it hard, it can make it dry as well. Never use protein by itself. So the next step you want to do is follow up with a moisturizing deep conditioner to help soften, make the hair more manageable. Also, protein helps to fill the gaps along the cuticles. So if there's holes or any missing cuticle parts, protein will help bind everything together, making your hair strands feel fuller, thicker, and have more body. So don't be scared of protein. It is your friend. Use it wisely, but keep it in your regimen and know how to use it for your hair type. I also want to say that if you are, sensitive to protein, I get it. A lot of people have that sensitivity. Instead of using a straight protein-based conditioner like Affinity 2-Minute Reconstructor or a Firm Reconstructor or Hair Mayo from ORS, try using a moisture protein balance conditioner as your protein treatment. So instead of using something that is just straight protein, try using something that has a little bit of both moisture and protein in it. That way it's not too harsh or strenuous on your strands, if that helps.
Everything she just stated was very practical advice. It can also apply to heat trained hair as well.
All right, so next tip is just keeping up with my trims. I find that just having my hemline, so the way my hair hangs, I call it a hemline. So just having that nice and neat and full has really contributed to the thickness of my hair. I like to trim my ends every relaxer, so every 10 to 12 weeks. That is just the aesthetic that I like. I like my hair to look a certain way or hang a certain way. And in between my trims, I like to also dust my ends. So by dusting, I mean just trimming off tiny amounts to the point where it looks like dust. And the whole purpose of that is to basically detect any kind of single strand knots, any kind of splitting that may be going on. You catch it before it gets any worse. So I've invested in some shears and I'm really happy about that. So I'll be dusting my ends in between my trims, and I've seen a few people do this with amazing results. So I'm like, you know what, let me try it and see how it works for me. By no means am I a professional, but I like to do a little bit of dusting here and there just to maintain the hemline in my hair.
I agree with the trimming. I agree with the dusting. I actually use the Split Ender Pro to trim my hair. She also put me onto it. She has been using it for years. And so since I have been introduced to it as well, I literally cannot go back. I cannot go back. Like, I was like, what? Like, this product is revolutionary. I don't know why everyone doesn't have one, but to each their own. Some might prefer buying the scissors. I've once done that. But the Split Ender Pro, man, changed my life, okay? Also, I'm not someone who goes crazy for the blunt cut. Just like she stated, I like to have the natural V shape or the V taper that my hair naturally has.
So in addition to that, I like to moisturize and seal on a consistent basis. So for me, I like to moisturize maybe every other day or so, typically in the night. So the whole purpose behind me moisturizing and sealing in the night is just so that everything can just penetrate into my strands while I'm sleeping. My hair is covered with my satin scarf, my satin bonnet, and it's just trapped in my strands, as opposed to moisturizing and sealing in the morning. You go out for the day, that will evaporate like that. So it's really important for me to just do it at night, and then in the morning I style it and go. So keeping my hair moisturized and obviously keeping my ends trimmed has definitely contributed to fuller, thicker hair.
I 100% agree. For me, I apply my New Growth Softener Serum. I apply it all over my hair generously, but not too much. And then I put my hair in my bonnet and I go to bed, and when I wake up, my hair is so soft, so smooth, and so manageable. Having a bonnet or hair cap that is made with good materials is so important. That plus your moisturizing agent will allow you to wake up with smoother and moisturized hair.
All right, so the next tip I would say is less direct heat. I haven't used heat, you guys, I want to say since September. I haven't flat ironed my hair since September 2021. I've been going on this little no heat challenge, my own little challenge that I created, and it's been great. I've been loving the air drying method, blow drying on cool air. Going heat free has definitely helped in terms of just adding that fullness to my hair and that overall fluffy, thicker look. So obviously you want to use heat responsibly, and that's, making sure that you put any kind of direct heat on clean hair, conditioned hair, hair that is protected with a heat protectant. That is key. You also want to be careful with the temperature that you're using. I don't go over 350 on my flat iron. Anything more than that is just a no. So for me, less direct heat has been amazing. You know, if you want to air dry or roller set, that is great because roller setting is a form of indirect heat as well. But using any direct heat tools, flat iron, blow dryer, curl wand, curling iron, be very, very careful. You want to just kind of put those away for a bit, enjoy your hair in its air dried state if you can, or in a roller set or even like a flexi rod set, but find something that will prevent you from picking up those hot tools. Just kind of be creative with it and see what works for your hair.
I agree with that as well. As I stated before, I'm working on lessening the amount of heat I use in a year. So that is my goal this year, to be able to do that. So instead of applying heat every month, I'm applying heat every 2 months. Also, my routine that was built in the Waiting Room NHB focuses on heat conscious hair care. Remember, heat is not the enemy. It's how you wield the heat that then your hair becomes destroyed. And so because I have a very heat conscious hair care system, I do not really get a lot of heat damage or the extreme amount of heat damage that you see associated with some heat trained naturals, but not everyone. You know, some people don't care for their curl pattern, other people do, but I don't have a lot of heat damage at all. And I still have elasticity and very good moisture levels.
All right, so next up for me, I would say is deep conditioning. Deep conditioning has played a huge role in just keeping my 4C coarse dry hair moisturized. You guys, my hair is dry, like just naturally very, very dry. And deep conditioning without fail has been a lifesaver, a game changer for me. It has increased elasticity in my strands as well. And overall, deep conditioning is just gonna promote the health of your hair. I like to deep condition on a weekly basis without fail. And I like to use heat when I deep condition. So I like to use either my hooded dryer, my steamer, or my heat cap. And I typically leave it on anywhere from about 20 to 40 minutes or so, and then I'll rinse. So using heat has been beneficial because it opens up the cuticle. It allows the conditioner to penetrate deeper. And overall, my hair just feels way more moisturized. It feels manageable. It feels soft. The elasticity is back in my hair. So using a heat source is vital for my hair.
I love deep conditioning, but because my hair is currently in a straight state and I can't re-wet it or I would have to do my whole routine all over again, I can't do a traditional, like normal deep conditioning treatment. So I actually use the New Growth Softener Serum as a form of conditioning treatment for my new growth and my hair.
You know, what if I don't have a steamer or a hooded dryer? What can I do? For me, I really think that making that investment is really important. Having a hooded dryer, it's gonna last you a few years or several years. My hooded dryer just conked out and it's been going strong for over 10 years. I wanna say it was about under 50 bucks, well worth the money, and my hair benefited from it. So I'll always encourage you guys to make that initial investment. But if you really don't have the means, you're a student, you're young, I get it. Try to layer your hair with plastic caps. So use at least 2 to 3. They have like that self-heating cap. I think it's like a gold foil with like silver underneath. Try to use that. You can get that at any beauty supply store. You'll also want to cover those plastic caps with like a bonnet or a toque or a towel or a t-shirt of some sort. Just try to insulate as much heat as possible. And you want to leave it on a little bit longer. So I would say anywhere from 45 minutes to about an hour or so. But honestly, making that initial investment is really important if you can. But if you cannot, try to layer your hair with some kind of plastic caps, a hat, a bonnet, whatever you can find, just to kind of insulate that heat.
Just to add to the recommendations, there's also hot caps that have heating capabilities. You take it and you put it in the microwave, and it's made with flaxseed and it's knitted together. I have one. I've been using it since the beginning of my heat training journey and I love it. There's also a portable hooded dryer. So these hooded dryers attach to your blow dryer, like the regular blow dryer. It attaches to it and then you attach it underneath your neck. So I'll link it down below. I got it off Amazon, I think for no more than $20. I think 12, but don't quote me on that. But it can't be more than $20 for this.
I would say the next tip would be castor oil, you guys. I love and swear by castor oil, and that's either Jamaican black castor oil or just regular like that clear castor oil. It's been amazing in my hair journey, in my hair. I like to call it liquid gold because it's just that good. Castor oil really helps to promote thickness. Obviously, it helps to promote growth. And every time I use castor oil, I don't know if it's just me, but my hair looks more plump, it looks fuller. It just overall makes my hair just look bigger. I don't know what it is. I love using it in my deep conditioner, so I'll add like maybe like a teaspoon or a tablespoon or so in my favorite deep conditioner, use some heat, and I'm good to go.
I personally have not had any good experience with castor oil. Once again, I was one of those people who would just take it and slab it and rub it all over. But that was when I was natural. So I really like the idea that she brought up about taking it and mixing it in with your deep conditioner so that later on it gets rinsed off and you still reap the benefits of the castor oil.
And last but not least, you guys, your health. Your health plays a huge role in how your hair looks, how your skin looks, and how you overall feel. Any kind of vitamin deficiency or mineral deficiency will definitely play out in your hair. So it's really important to check with your doctor, see what's going on. If you have a lot of shedding, if you have a lot of thinning or any scalp issues, check with your doctor, get some tests done. See where your iron levels are at. I find iron plays a huge role in the quality of our hair, in the thickness and fullness of our hair as well. So make sure you're not iron deficient because that could lead to excessive shedding. Check your ferritin levels, check your hemoglobin as well, because those can be at 2 different numbers. It's really important to have enough blood supply to get to your vital organs and also to your hair, because on the totem pole of your health, your hair is dead last. Your hair is not gonna get what it needs to get. Your vital organs are gonna get that first. So you wanna have that nice overflow so that your hair can get all the nutrients, all that blood circulation, all that blood supply to carry the nutrients to your follicles. And from there, you'll have healthier hair. So look into your iron, because if you're a Black female, our iron tends to be lower for some reason based on statistics. If you're of childbearing age as well, based off of what your doctor recommends, take an iron supplement, take your multivitamins, take your vitamin C, take those things that you know will contribute to healthier hair growth, drink your water, have your veggies, have your fruit, and overall just try to have less stress, because stress contributes to shedding and shedding contributes to thinner hair. So you just want to have a nice healthy balance.
Yes, your health comes first and foremost. Even we all need to do better eating more green leafy veggies, taking our multivitamin, exercising, and finding something that I enjoy to do so it's not like a pain, and also resting on Sundays. Okay, giving yourself some time to rest and time to relax, to de-stress and decompress and get ready for the next work day. So that's all for today. I thought that was a very good video. I enjoyed her video. I'm definitely subscribed on my personal Instagram. We still have a giveaway to do. We are very, 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 very close to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, because we're going to be giving away Olaplex as you guys voted for. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.
I really wanna tell you that